Hello again, everybody. This is a video I wanted to make for a while, but this is going to be what I generally do when I first start a create file, create mod. I also use the applied energistic mod. Those are my two main mods. I use a lot of different mods, but those are the two ones that I pay attention to. You'll see here I've got a lot of create stuff. I've got the applied energistics computer going. Um, we'll get to each of those pieces. But I wanted to talk about first just the initial machines that one would make. I just have this press here. If I get out some iron, it's just a simple. It's very slow. It's a water wheel, so it's slow. One iron sheet. Yeah, it's slow. We don't need it. We're gonna remake these machines on the boiler. But for your starter base, when you're just starting out and you've just got some furnaces and a bed, this is your stamper. Then you've got a grinder. I used this to grind up wheat, which is over there. I've got a wheat field, a carrot field, and a sugarcane field. None of them are automated yet. But the wheat, so I can get wheat flour, and then from that I can get dough, and then I can get lime dye and white dye, or no, green dye and white dye, and then get lime dye. And then with lime dye and dough, you can make slime balls. So I grinded out all of the materials needed to build this massive machine and all of these machines. Sometimes when I start a new file, I just skip this because I've gotten cows and sheep and chickens for food. I've made this mechanical crafter over here, which runs on 3 water wheels. I've done this 100 times, so I don't always grind out all of the materials. But for this file, I wanted to make it all my own work and all my own effort. Minus the applied energistics mod. That one, I just don't care. I think it's a great mod, but I find that there's too much crafting steps. So it's not fun to go through all of those crafting steps or to automate it. So I just cheat in. I use this and plug in this mod over here to just bring in all of the AE2 items. And that's how I connect it. I make my computer over here. There's a whole process, just like I'm showing you with the presses and the grinders for the applied energistics mod. This isn't about that. I just use it because it helps move items at lightning speed, which the create mod just simply cannot do. The third machine I've got over here is a mixer with a blaze burner underneath, just in case I need some extra heat for brass. And then over here I have a precision mechanism creator with small cogs, big cogs, and iron nuggets. You put in stuff on the left, and then it shows up on the right. It's moving real slow because it's just connected to a water wheel over there. All of these things are going to be remade on the much faster boiler system. This is the boiler. I've made 2 of them. Each one is 147,000 stress units. The hardest part about the boilers, honestly, is collecting enough iron, copper. They're not too complicated to build. If you go just by the books, you might have a hard time starting up the boiler. So I have a windmill at the top that powers all of the pumps, mechanical arm that feeds all of the blaze burners, the pump for the lava. All of that is on a separate energy source, the windmill, than the boiler. So the boiler will always be running. Even if the boiler freezes up because I did something stupid, it'll just start back up again because the windmill will keep it going. That's all powered with this lava source here. I've got if we go in here through the tinted glass, we've got the lava, we've got the glass layer, and we've got the dripstone, and we've got a bunch of cauldrons. I made it this shape because I'm trying to go for more aesthetic builds. It can be any shape you want. But this just collects lava and pumps it out to the fluid container over here. And I use this lava for anything I might need lava for in my factory. The first case would be to feed blaze burners. It gives about 19 or 20 minutes of blaze burner time. Here's my computer. Again, hard drives, all this fun stuff. The next thing I build, this is going to be a 3-part build. I've only got 2 parts of it done so far. It takes a long time to grind out all these resources. But this is just a cobble generator that uses vanilla physics and create physics. So it's all pulling from this one lava source. These pumps, there are a lot of them. They're constantly pulling that lava source and trying to create cobble on all of these pumps. So this board moves at a certain speed, breaks the cobble, and breaks it again, and breaks it again, and produces, it makes like 150 cobble a second. Or every couple seconds. And then it all falls down into this chamber down below. This is my maintenance tunnel. I'm gonna have the wires going through here. Maybe the power too, we'll see. But down here I've got the chest. You can see the items are flying through. And that's connected to an import bus, and that's what's sucking all of the items out of the chest and back into the computer. This is just a little ME level emitter. I set it to 1,000,000. I want 1,000,000 cobble in storage in the computer. So when this turns on, this will send a wireless signal up to here. This little guy will shut the whole thing off. So we'll always have about 1,000,000 cobble. And if you go into your computer, you can actually see I'm gaining and losing because I'm making gravel. I think at the moment, we caught up on gravel finally. Yeah, it looks like we caught up on gravel. Gravel. Yep, 500,000. So we've got 500,000 gravel, 250,000 sand. That's because we take this cobble, we put it in the computer, and then it comes down to these crushing wheels. There are 16 wheels and 2 mechanical arms. All of the material comes down this one belt. Each one of these can be a different material that we want to grind or crush. So we can crush quite a few different things coming up in the future. But it's a simple just pick the items up off the belt and put them in the crushing wheels. It all gets collected down here. The belts push it into these chests, and the chests again just import it back into the computer. I use peer-to-peer points so that I can make a lot of inputs on one side of the computer without sending like 1,000,000 cables. You can see a cross section of how this machine is built. Back here is the starting of the 3rd part. This is going to be a tower of 4 layers. The washer, a cooker, a blaster, and a haunter. I'm not sure what else I'm going to use all this space for, but I have it just in case I want to expand. And that was free cam. I was just using to fly around like that. I play only in survival. I've never played in creative. I should sleep. So that's that. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Leave a like. Helps the channel out. I appreciate it. Bye.